Good morning, I'm James, and this is your technical audio briefing for Monday, February 2nd, 2026. If you've already opened your copy of the Headland Brief this morning, you'll have seen Scott's summary of the Treasury's IHT turn. While the press is celebrating the increase of the relief threshold to £2.5 million, our focus here is on the technical friction this creates for the June SFI window. In this session, I want to go deeper into the land use numbers Scott outlined in the written digest. We're looking at a specific regulatory intersection where tax relief meets environmental subsidies, and if you don't get the alignment right, the financial fallout will be permanent. Let's start with the Agricultural Property Relief, or APR, baseline. In today's newsletter, we've provided a SFI land use reference table that you should keep open as I speak. The critical rule you need to memorise is the 2-year prior occupation requirement. To qualify for that new £2.5 million relief, the land must have been farmed for at least 2 years before you enter an SFI agreement. This is where the honey trap comes in. If you're tempted to register new parcels, what Scott calls zombie SBIs, to snag nature recovery payments this June, you're effectively resetting your tax clock. If you can't prove active agricultural production on that parcel since 2024, you're essentially handing HMRC a reason to disqualify that land from APR status. I've seen the mapping data Scott is preparing for the mid-February deadline, and the message is clear. Don't prioritise a £50 per hectare nature payment over a multi-million pound inheritance tax relief. Turning to the June SFI rollout. As we noted in the Headland Brief this morning, the RPA is using a proxy for its definition of a small farm. While the official handbook is still vague, the internal benchmark is the 50-hectare management payment cap. If your holding is under 50 hectares, you're in the priority group for June, but being first doesn't mean being fast. You need to look at the limited area action section of the table Scott sent out. For 2026, we are seeing a rigid 25% area cap on non-productive actions. If you're a small operator, your margin for error is non-existent. You have to prove you have management control for the full 3-year duration of the agreement. For those on rolling tenancies, this means having a documented reasonable expectation of control. If your landlord hasn't signed off on your SFI intentions for the next 3 years, your application is technically at risk. We've included a checklist for this in the subscriber area of the newsletter. On a more immediate note, we have a hard operational deadline today. As of midday, the grace period for BVD, bovine viral diarrhea, testing has officially ended. In previous years, an inconclusive test gave you a window to fix the issue before movement was restricted. As of this morning, that window is gone. A not negative result now triggers an immediate herd lockdown. This matters for your SFI application because the RPA is increasingly using livestock logs to verify active farming status. If your herd is locked down today, it creates a paper trail that could complicate your claim of being food productive in June. This is happening at a time when industry income is projected to drop by over £1 billion this year. As Scott often says, 2026 isn't the year for guessing your way through the RPA portal. The takeaway for this week is simple. High-stakes land management requires high-stakes intelligence. Don't let the headlines about tax relief blind you to the technicalities of land occupation. Check the mapping tables in today's edition of the Headland Brief and ensure your livestock logs are updated by the end of play today. If you've been forwarded this audio and don't have the technical tables and checklists in front of you, head over to the headlandbrief.com to sign up for the full intelligence packet. I'm James. Keep the paperwork tight and I'll brief you again next week.